What up, my poker peeps? It's the Hatter, and I've decided to start a new series, and it's going to be the Mad Hatter Hand Reviews. And I got a study group, and my buddies are always submitting hands for me to look over, and we talk about them and stuff. So I decided to start this series, and I'm going to give my advice or my thoughts, and then I want to get feedback from y'all, because we're all trying to learn here and become better players. So the first hand here, the hero, he's going to have ace-8 of clubs in the cutoff. So we'll jump right into the action. We're playing 50 NL online. So here we go. Under the gun's going to fold. Under the gun 2 is going to go ahead and open to 2.5x. And the low jack's going to fold. And then the high jack's going to put in a super small 3-bet. He's just min-raising here. Now he could have, this is just terrible sizing personally, I believe. But it is what it is. So anyways, it comes to the hero and he flat calls. I don't really like the flat call here, because for one, we ain't closing the action. We got the big stack on the button behind us, and we really don't want to start a call train with the small blind, big blind. And then who knows, the under the gun, he could have a monster, and if he goes ahead and puts in the cold 4-bet, then we're in a crappy situation with just the ace-8 suited here. So I prefer either just to fold this and find a better spot, or maybe we should put in the 4-bet and try to steal. But it's a little sketchy with ace-8 suited personally, I believe. But let's go ahead and continue with the action. But that's the first decision point. So at that point, what do y'all think? Is that a call, a fold, or should we go ahead and put in the 4-bet? All right, so we're moving right along. The button's going to fold. Small blind's going to get out of the way. Big blind's going to get out of the way. It's back to under the gun 2, and he just flats. So now we're going 3 ways with 825 in the pot, and we're going to a flop of ace-4-3 rainbow. All right, well, the good thing is we're in position here. So let's see what happens. Under the gun 2, who his range is pretty undefined at this point, he checks. The hijack's going to go ahead and continue. Kind of small, looks like 1/3. And here's another point. Now here's the problem with the other person behind us. We really want to try to get this heads up with a weak ace. We done got ourselves in this situation. So I think at this point, the hijack, he's a little short stacked anyways. He started the hand with 23. So I think we need to go ahead and, if we're going to play this, we might as well go ahead and put in a raise right here and see where we're at. And if we get shoved on, we're probably against a better ace. But my friend, he decides to just smooth call, and now the under the gun comes along. So now we go 3 ways to the turn with 1875 in the pot. As you can see, under gun plus 2 has 44. The hijack has 17 left, and we, the hero, have 70. Now we hit trips. So at this point, they could have an ace, but at this point, we done played ace-8. We should be wanting to go with it now. So the under the gun, he's going to go ahead and check. The hijack pretty much bets half their stack. At this point, now I think we definitely got to go with it. At this point, I believe it's a jam. What do y'all think? I think we go ahead and jam it, and hopefully the under the gun doesn't have something like pocket 4s or pocket 3s trapping us. But my buddy, he's going to go ahead and call. And now it comes back to the under the gun, who is getting an amazing price. So they go ahead and come along. And now we go to the river, which comes the jack of hearts. The backdoor flush comes in. But it is what it is. And at this point, we're pretty much, so the under gun checks. And surprisingly, the hijack, with just 875 left with 43.50 in the pot, checks. And now my buddy decides that he thinks his hand's the best. And he's going to go ahead and make a bet of 29. Pretty size good bet. And now the under the gun snaps. That's not good. And surprisingly, the hijack ends up folding. So before I show how this plays out, what do y'all think about his river bet? And do we think we're good or not here? And any advice on this whole hand would be greatly appreciated for my buddy, and also for myself, to see if my thought process as the hand went on is somewhat correct. So the hijack surprisingly folds, and we get shown the bad news when under the gun 2 shows that he had flopped an open ender, turned the flush draw, and rivered the flush. He ends up calling, which, I guess he might be scared of a boat here, but it is what it is, and my buddy takes a big loss here and gets a little tilted. So in wrap up, what do y'all think about all the decision points from pre-flop, flop, turn, and river? We appreciate all your feedback, and see you back soon with another hand. Mad Hatter out.